Hey there, we are live from Midtown Comics Times Square. I am Henry, and happy Wednesday to you. It is New Comic Book Day, and it is a wonderful day today. There are so many amazing books that are hitting the stands this week, and we've got a lot to talk about and some special guests. So we're going to swing on through and talk about some of these books, and let's get started right away. So first off, we will talk about a couple of the staff picks of the week. We've got Andrew recommending Marvel 2-in-1 by Chip Zdarsky and Jim Cheung. I have to agree, it's a wonderful book. Then Nelson, Nelson's a big DC fan, so he's got Super Sons of Tomorrow in Super Sons. We'll be talking a lot about that later. Then we also have the brand new issue of Aquaman. Mike is a huge Aquaman fan. He loves Aquaman. And V, of course, went with X-Men Grand Design by Ed Piskor. Very cool book we'll talk about a lot because I'm super excited. The guy who did Hip Hop Family Tree doing the X-Men. And then we've got Taylor went with Star Wars Dr. Aphra, issue number 15 from Kieran Gillen. Very cool. I guess he's in a Star Wars kind of mood today. But let's go through and let's talk about all the great new books. So first off from Dark Horse, we have Angel Season 11, issue number 12 from Karina Becco and Geraldo Bordes. Some really cool stuff. Love the cover here. Stephanie Hans, I mean, how can you not love that? Then we also have the brand new Empowered and Sister Spooky High School Hell. Very cool book if you're into a more comedy type series. Then we also have, and this has me very excited, we have the Hellboy Krampusnacht, which is by Mike Mignola and Adam Hughes. Now, this is great. It's a Hellboy Christmas story, and it's got interior art by Adam Hughes, which Adam Hughes doing interiors, it does not happen often, so you got to get excited when it does. Some really cool stuff here, and of course, it's Mike Mignola. Hellboy is his little baby, and it is a great series. Check this out if you want something fun to keep you warm this holiday season. Then we also have the brand new issue of Joe Golem, Occult Detective, issue number 4 out of 5. Very cool stuff. Flesh and Blood, part 1. New story. Some cool stuff here. Then we also have Sherlock Frankenstein and the Legion of Evil spinning out of Black Hammer. So it's Jeff Lemire and it's David Rubin, and you know it's going to be a great time. Black Hammer has been one of the most critically acclaimed books these last couple years. Then to close off Dark Horse, we have the new issue of Tomb Raider Survivors Crusade from Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. Some really cool stuff here. If you guys are excited for the new Lara Croft movie, I know I am. You guys got to check out the comics. There's the comics, there's the video games, and soon we'll have another new movie. Very exciting time to be a Tomb Raider fan. Now we go on and we do hit DC, and starting us off, we've got the brand new issue of Aquaman. Some really cool stuff here. I want to show off this alternative cover, which I'm a big fan of, by Joshua Middleton. Really great series. I've been loving what Dan Abnett has brought to the series over the last 31 issues. It has been an absolute blast, and you guys should really check out Aquaman. A new storyline does start here, so this is your chance to jump into the book if you weren't already reading it. Now, next up, we've got a book that I know a lot of people are excited for, Batman issue number 37 from Tom King and Clayman. Really cool stuff. This is a great cover with Mikel Janin art. And then we've got Olivier Coipel for the other cover. And this book is fantastic. And I'm not going to show you everything. You know, if I go through and I show you every single book, you're going to go crazy. But I will show you. Woo, that was a rather risque page to open up to. But actually, it's really funny. So this issue, trying to get to the page, we get to see a double date between Lois Lane, Superman, Batman, and Catwoman, and it is a lot of fun, and it does not go down the way you would expect. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's really cool and really deep in characterization, and that's what makes it really happy. It is a really fun book, and if you've been liking what Tom King has done with the relationship between Batman and Catwoman, you're going to love this. Then we have the brand new issue of Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 2 from James Tynion and Freddie Williams II. Some really cool stuff here. Of course, it's a sequel series to the super popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman series from a couple years back. They're back together, same creative team, same flow of energy, some crazy stuff going on here as we see a new take on the dynamic between these two properties. Now, moving on, we do have the brand new issue of Batwoman, issue number 10. Some really cool stuff here. Show off that Michael Cho cover. Marguerite Bennett and Fernando Blanco are doing a great job on the book. If you haven't been checking it out, Batwoman's been awesome. Now moving on, we do have one of the biggest releases of the week and something I know a lot of people are super excited for. That is the new issue of Dark Knight's Metal from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. All right, you can see them right here. You know there's going to be some crazy stuff going on when you've got all these amazing covers from some of the best in comics. And you know we've got the characters from Sandman are now seemingly seeping into the DC universe proper. So what is gonna happen, I can't tell you, but last issue ended really horribly for everybody, so now I'm really curious to see maybe things go slightly less horribly, you know, hopefully. Let's find out. Then going on, we've got the brand new issue of Harley Quinn, issue number 33 from Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti. Really fun stuff. After how emotionally devastating this book has been, I'm very curious to see what this story what unfolds in its pages. We also have the brand new issue of Nightwing, issue number 35 from Sam Humphries. Some cool stuff. Show off a couple different covers here. Really great book if you have not been checking it out. And then we also have the brand new issue of Bombshells United. Marguerite Bennett is at it again. The Bombshell series has been so fun over the last couple years. She's really handled a lot of great characters with some really interesting storylines, and now you can see things aren't looking too great for Batwoman. Hopefully she'll make it through. Continuing on, we have the brand new issue and new storyline from Future Quest Presents, issue number 5, focusing on Birdman. And this is really cool. We've got Phil Hester and we've got Steve Rude jumping in on art. Should be a lot of fun. And, of course, if you guys are a Birdman fan, I'm a Birdman fan. Maybe you guys were watching Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. You guys should check out some of the comic book stuff because he really is a great character with a lot of fun stories in him. Now, moving on, we also have the brand new issue of Green Lanterns. Right here, we have the Brandon Peterson cover, which we already sold out of online. So if you want it, you got to come by in store. And then we've got the main cover by Mike McCone as well. Tim Seeley and Carla Barberi doing some really cool stuff on the title. And it is a new storyline, so you guys can jump onto the title if you haven't already been reading it. Now, we are going to bump up and talk about a couple of the collected editions out this week. First off, we've got Black Hammer, The Event. That's volume 2 of the series. So if you heard me saying it a minute ago, Black Hammer has been one of the most critically acclaimed books of the last couple years, and you guys should really be checking it out. Pick up the trade paperback edition. This is volume 2, so pick up 2, pick up 1, pick it up because it's Jeff Lemire at his finest. Then as we continue on, we've got the Bronze Age Batgirl Omnibus for some classic tales featuring Barbara Gordon. Really cool covered for the trade dress on here. Looks absolutely fantastic. Then we have the brand new volume of Detective Comics, Volume 4, Deus Ex Machina. Some really crazy stuff. You'll see her on the cover there. Zatanna does jump in for the storyline here as we get to reveal some aspects of not only her childhood, but Batman's childhood as well, and their young adult years. Some really cool stuff. Pick it up if you're in for a good ride. Then we have the Batman Arkham Collected Edition featuring Joker's daughter, who has had some crazy comics in the last few years. Some really interesting stuff there. And we also have Green Lanterns. This is Volume 4, The First Ring. Sam Humphrey is doing some really great stuff, exploring some Green Lantern lore. So if you're a Green Lantern fanatic and you're not already reading it, you're missing out because it really does a lot of cool stuff with the entire mythology of the Lantern Corps. Then moving on, we've got Justice League vs. Suicide Squad. This came out in a hardcover edition. Now it is out in a paperback for the first time ever. There's some really great stuff here. If you guys missed out, you definitely did miss out. It is a great read. It's a lot of fun, a lot of action. It came out at the tail end of last year, and it is definitely worth checking out. Justice League vs. Suicide Squad is a big win. And then to conclude the collected editions over here, we've got Justice League, The Art of the Film. Some really cool stuff. It's got a forward by Jeff Johns, which is really awesome because you know that the guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to DC. And there's some great stuff in here if you guys were a fan of the hit film. Now, bringing it back down, we've got more new releases to talk about, including the brand new issue of Injustice 2 from Tom Taylor. Issue number 16, some cool stuff. And we're going to get to see some crazy, bloody battles. You can see it on the cover as the Amazons are attacking. Continuing on, we also have the brand new issue of Justice League, issue number 35 from Christopher Priest and Pete Woods. Last issue was a really great read, really enjoyed it, and this is a great time to get onto the Justice League books if you have not been reading them already. Now, right here, we've got something really cool that I'm super excited for. We've got the Super Sons of Tomorrow storyline unfolding in Superman issue number 37. This is a crossover storyline between Superman, Teen Titans, and Super Sons, and there's going to be some great stuff going on. Pete Tomasi and Patrick Gleason are starting us off with a very cool issue in Superman number 37, but then the story continues here in Super Sons issue number 11. Show off that cover, and then we've also got the Francis Manapul cover, which I am really fond of. Really cool stuff here. Once again, Tomasi and Gleason doing some great stuff. So check it out, parts 1 and part 2 on the same week, so you don't even have to wait. Then we have the brand new issue of Trinity from Rob Williams. You'll see we've got the cover with the Trinity themselves by Jason Fabok, and then we've got this Gillum March cover, which is really cool, ringing in the new year with Deadshot. You know, I feel like he probably wouldn't be the best guy to spend New Year's Eve with. I feel like he'd be kind of a bit of a curmudgeon. You know, he'd probably be blowing smoke in your face, maybe shooting you a whole bunch. You know, he's kind of that kind of guy. But I am very excited to see what this story has in store because I'm also a big fan of Deadshot, even if I don't want to spend the holidays with him. Then we have the brand new issue of The Wildstorm, issue number 10 from Warren Ellis and John Davis Hunt. A very cool series. Got a couple different covers here. Show them off. Some really cool stuff. I know a lot of people are, of course, a fan, rightfully so, of the Jim Lee covers. So it's a very cool series. If you guys haven't been checking it out, you should. It's worth the read. Then we also have Wonder Woman and Conan, issue number 4. This is a crossover between the two properties. It's co-produced with Dark Horse, and we've got a couple different covers here. Show them off. It's been really great. It's Gail Simone and Aaron Lopresti, and they've worked on some wonderful stories, but it is just awesome to have Gail Simone on a Wonder Woman book, and you should be checking it out. Now, as we continue on, we've got the second issue of the new Ninjak series from Christos Gage and Tomas Giorello. Some really great stuff here. Show off a couple different covers. Ninjak is, even a blank cover. That's really cool. And it's a really great series. If you guys have not been checking it out, Ninjak is a great character. He's like James Bond meets Batman in the Valiant universe. Really cool. Check it out. But we also have, what makes me very excited, the brand new issue of Quantum and Woody from Daniel Kibblesmith and Kano. Really cool. We've got a bunch of different covers here. So show off a couple of these covers, which I think are really fun. But I love right here, we have, not only we've got this foil cover, which you can see how foily it is, but we've got the ultra foil, which is a foil with hidden foils within the foil. And I just like saying the word foil over and over because that's really fun. But the book is also a great read. You know, it's two brothers that they have to clang their wrists together, otherwise they die. And, oh, yeah, their dad is a goat. So check out the book. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it is a lot of fun and definitely worth reading. Plus, it's an issue number 1, so you don't have to worry about having read anything before it. Now, moving on, we have the first issue of Assassinistas. Really cool new series from Black Crown, if you want to check it out. And then we have the new comic book history of comics, Comics for All. Of course, this is a sequel to the comic book history of comics that was coming out a while ago, and this is dealing with some of the international comic book flair. And a very fun cover. Then we also have the brand new Haunted Horror issue number 31 with some classic horror comics within. And we have Orphan Black issue number 6 from the Deviation storyline. So this isn't your standard Orphan Black. This is a bit different. It's got a bit of a different flavor, but it's got everything you know and love about the series. Then we have the brand new ROM Micronauts issue. Very cool. Issue number 1. Ooh, that is a really cool cover. Got to show that off. That's an awesome cover for the crossover between a couple of Hasbro's most beloved franchises. Then we also have Star Trek New Visions, The Hunger. This is a photo comic of the original series. So if you're a fan of the original Star Trek, or maybe you're just looking to try out something that you haven't seen before, check this out. It is real. It's quite a trip. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe, issue number 17, spinning off of the main Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book. And we have a revisited look at 30 Days of Night. It's got all the original creators that you know and love telling another terrifying tale from, of course, Alaska. Some really cool vampire lore in this book. If you guys have never seen the movie, if you've never read the comics, this is your chance. It says issue number 1, and it's 30 Days a Night. It's easy. You don't need to worry about the other stuff. Just jump in and enjoy. Now, continuing on, we've got the 14th issue of Optimus Prime. Some really cool stuff going on there. Of course, IDW has been doing a lot of great stuff with the Transformers books over the last couple years. And then we have the Wormwood Gentleman Corpse Christmas Special. It is a one-shot, and it is a great opportunity to check out just a fun holiday story. Then we have Angelic issue number 4 from Cy Spurrier and Casper Wingard, a really great series, as well as the brand new issue of Copperhead, issue number 17. Copperhead's a really cool series. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's a really great action read. We also have the brand new issue of Curse Words. It's, in fact, the holiday special. A couple different covers here. Charles Soule and Mike Norton jumping in for the art on this one. And then we've got the second issue of Dark Fang with Miles Gunter. And then we have right here, we have Miles Gunter, the man himself, writer here. How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Very excited for the new issue of Dark Fang. What can you tell? What can you tell everybody about the series?
For those that haven't picked up the first issue, Dark Fang is the story of a vampire who realizes that climate change is eventually going to wipe out her food supply, which are human beings. So she sets out to take down the fossil fuel industry.
That is a crazy take. I did not ever think I would be championing for a vampire. You know, you always root against the vampire, but this one it looks like she's kind of, you know, maybe not looking out for us, but
yeah, she's still. I mean, she's still a monster, but it's in her best interest that you know, not everything collapse due to climate change. So it's kind of like good. She's kind of good and she's kind of bad. So but she's still a monster. So
that's pretty cool. I mean, I gotta say that it's really cool. I like, you know, that's one of the fun things about vampires is getting to play with these different worlds. What can you tell us about our lead?
Well, basically, she started out as a fisherwoman, and she ended up getting bitten and turned into a vampire, and she decided that it was made more sense to just go and live on the bottom of the ocean because she wouldn't have to worry about sunlight, she wouldn't get attacked. So she spent about a century living on the bottom of the ocean, but then there was an oil spill that happened, and it completely destroyed her like aquatic paradise. So she came back up to the surface to discover that the world that she left behind had completely changed, and that there was all this stuff going on with the environment. And the reason that her, you know, paradise was destroyed was because of an oil spill. So in the second issue, it's a little more, the first issue is more of just setting up her character and setting up the world. The second issue is she's back on the surface, she's becoming aware of what's going on the planet, and she's starting to go after the oil industry. So, and she also turns into a great white shark in this issue, so it's kind of cool.
That is awesome, because I really liked in the first issue that her best friend was a shark.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, when she makes the connection, it just kind of like triggers this memory. So it was kind of like, I thought it was like a cool, like emotional beat. So, and the issue also features a swimming pool full of Jell-O. But it's important to mention that the shark is not in the swimming pool. So if anybody from PETA is watching, just don't come after me. It's all good.
Well, I'm very excited, and I'm also a big sucker for Jell-O, so maybe I'm a little bit jealous right now. But thank you so much for coming by and telling us about the book. You guys should check out Dark Fang.
Issue 2's out this week.
Well, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, and yeah, we'll keep on going on. So we'll take a bump up, and we'll talk about some of the collected editions we've got right here. We have the 6th volume of Superman Batman. This time we've got Joe Casey and Paul Levitt steering the ship with Scott Collins on art. Very cool. And we also have the Silver Age Teen Titans Volume 1, one of these nice, fantastic Silver Age collections that DC's been putting out so many of. They're really great, cost-effective, and it is a super cool read. We also have the 8th volume, that's right, 8 volumes of the New Teen Titans by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, one of the most legendary creator teams of all time. And then we have the paperback edition of Wonder Woman True Amazon from Jill Thompson. Came out last year in a nice hardcover, but maybe you wanted to wait for the paperback edition, save a couple bucks. Well, we have the paperback, and it is a fantastic read. Now we will jump on over and we'll talk about a couple more books over here, such as Astro City Reflections, the newest volume from Kirk Busiek and Brent Anderson, with, of course, the art of Alex Ross on covers. Then we have Ever After from the pages of Fables, and we have Cosmic Scoundrels, which was a miniseries that IDW put out that was a lot of fun. If you guys didn't check it out, it's a cool sci-fi story, really cool. I actually really enjoyed it. That was a really great book. Then we have Judge Dredd, The Dark Judges, a cool collected edition, and we have 24 Legacy, The Rules of Engagement as well. Now, the books don't stop there because we also have Star Trek, The New Adventures, Volume 4 in paperback edition. And we've got Girl Scouts, Magic Socks as well, which is the latest Girl Scouts book that came out just a brief while ago. And we've got the Walking Dead magazine companion, so we've got a lot of cool stuff there. It's, of course, by Image, but this one is also by Titan, because they put out these nice companion books. And we've got the 6th volume of Deadly Class by Rick Remender and Wes Craig. Really cool book. If you have not checked it out, it is definitely worth the time. Then we have Evolution. We've got issue number 1, and we've got issue number 2, a new book from Image from the Skybound imprint. And then we have the new issue of Family Trade from Justin Jordan and Nikki Ryan. A lot of cool stuff going on in Family Trade. If you guys haven't checked that out, I mean, the cover alone is absolutely gorgeous. Very exciting book. Then as we continue on, we've got Genius Cartel issue number 5, and we've got the Hard Place issue number 5. Hard Place I really enjoyed. It's really cool. It's a great little action series if you want a cool like heist book with like the mob and some stuff in there. It is a great read. We also have the brand new issue of Headlopper. Couple different covers here. I think they're both great. I honestly don't even know which one I like more because they're both absolutely phenomenal. But Headlopper is such a cool, weird quarterly comic that you guys should be checking out. And then we have the brand new issue of Horizon as well, issue number 17 of the series. And we're getting real close to the wire. Invincible 143. The book is ending. Next issue, The End of All Things, part 11 of 12, if that's not ominous. But don't worry, guys. You still have a month to read all of Invincible. So you're going to do it, right? Because I know I'm planning on reading every single issue in anticipation for the finale. You guys better be there with me. We also have the new issue of The Realm from Seth Peck and Jeremy Wan. Some really cool stuff going on there. As well as the 5th issue of Jordy Belair and Vanessa Del Rey's Redland series, a cool horror book that is definitely worth checking out if you want to be kept up all night, because you'll probably have horrible nightmares. Awesome. And we have the brand new issue of Rockstars, a couple different covers here. Children of the Beast, part 3. And we've got issue number 24 of Spread. So that's very cool. And now we hit Marvel, and Marvel has a lot of stuff this week. Starting us off, we've got the brand new issue of America, issue number 10 from Gabby Rivera. Exterminatrix continues. You know that the Exterminatrix has just tried to make America's life absolutely horrible, and I think she's succeeding. And I'm very curious to see what America will do to basically just punch her right in the face. Hopefully, please. That's all I want to see. We have the brand new issue of Uncanny Avengers as well from Jim Zub. Very cool book. Stars and Garters continues. This is a great read, and it's also the last issue before the Avengers No Surrender storyline starts next month, and we'll be having Jim come by. Jim Zub will be joining us for a cool signing for that, so keep an eye out for that down the line. And then we have the brand new issue of Champions, issue number 15. This is the conclusion of the Worlds Collide storyline that is a crossover between Avengers and Champions, and it is a great read. If you guys haven't been checking it out, I'm actually super curious about this because last issue had one really crazy cliffhanger, and I want to see where it goes from there. Then we have the brand new issue of Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan, issue number 3. That is such a cool cover. So great. Poor Deadpool. Well, actually, no, not poor Deadpool. Deadpool's annoying. He probably deserved it. And we've got a couple different covers here. I know that I am never going to ever be risky enough to ride the nose of an airplane, but hey, you know, somebody's got to do it. Now, continuing on, we've got the brand new issue of Defenders, Kingpins of New York, issue number 8 of the series from Brian Michael Bendis and David Marquez. And we will take a trip up and talk about some of the cool collected editions. So first off, we've got Deadpool Classic Volume 20. That's right. Ultimate Deadpool. So this is actually issues of Ultimate Spider-Man that feature the Ultimate Universe version of Deadpool, who is totally different and is probably even uglier than regular Deadpool, which I did not think was possible. But he really is definitely uglier. Some cool stuff, though. Really great read. We also have the brand new volume of Unbelievable Gwenpool called Beyond the Fourth Wall. Some cool stuff there. And we have Guardians of the Galaxy, all new Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. Some cool stuff in this book. Jerry Dugan. And, you know, he's having a great time. Fraser Irving doing some of the art there. Definitely a great read. And if you guys have not checked out Hawkeye, this is your chance. Hawkeye Volume 2 from Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero. Some great stuff here. It's one of my favorite Marvel books that they've put out all year. Please check it out. It is a great read. We also have the brand new volume of Totally Awesome Hulk, Volume 4, My Best Friends Are Monsters. Well, you know, when you're the Hulk, it kind of makes sense, you know? He would be chilling with the monstrous crew. But, of course, this was dealing with a lot of stuff with the Weapon H crossover over the summer. Then we have the brand new volume of Invincible Iron Man, Volume 2 of Riri's journey as, you know, as Ironheart. And it's a great read. We also have Monsters Unleashed. This is the original miniseries that launched the book. So that is collected in a paperback edition for the first time. It was previously just like a super monster-sized hardcover. Then we have the new volume of Runaways, Dead End Kids. This is actually a classic Runaways book being put back into print. So if you never checked it out, it is your chance. And we have Brand New Day, the Complete Collection, Volume 4. And it looks like we've got some cool Mac Gargan Venom on the cover here. Oh, man, this is some great stuff. So this is American Sun, which is super cool, and dealt with a lot of the world of Dark Reign and some stuff like that. And it's also got issue number 600, which was what launched a lot of the crazy important stuff with Dr. Octopus. All unfolds in this volume. Check it out. That's actually that's got a lot of really good stories in it. That stuff is awesome. Then we have the third volume of Wolverine by Daniel Way. You can see Daken here on the cover. You know, Daken's one of my favorite guys at Marvel. And there's some great stuff here collecting X-Men Origins issue number 16 through 32. And it's got all of the original Sin crossover between Wolverine Origins and X-Men Legacy. That was a really good crossover. I really like that. Look at that. We've got some really cool stuff here, man. Really dig it. I'm pretty happy about that. I actually might, I'm probably going to double dip on those. Then we have the new issue of Doctor Strange, issue number 383. If you guys read last issue, you guys know that there's been a crazy return, and I can't tell you because that spoils like last issue. But we also sold out of last issue like crazy quick, so you guys better pick this one up fast because Donny Cates' Doctor Strange is doing really well, and it's very exciting, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Gabriel Hernandez-Walta also doing the art on this issue with Jordi Belair coloring, and I love the way that they did the crediting here. That's really cute. Really cool cover. Then we have all new Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 149, as we get ready to reach the craziness that is going to happen in 150. You got to read this. Look, you got Rocket Raccoon and the Guardians of the Galaxy are part of the Nova Corps right now, and the book is absolutely bonkers, and you should check it out. It is a great read. Now, moving on, we have the brand new issue of Incredible Hulk. We've got the cool Phoenix cover, which I think we already sold out of that online, so you guys better come by the store to pick it up. We also have the regular cover as well, Greg Pak and Greg Land, issue number 711, and they are Planet Hulk right now. So you know it's going to be cool, and you know it's going to be crazy. We have Luke Cage, issue number 168, with one of my favorite covers of the week, as we explore the Caged storyline from David Walker. This has been a good read if you are a fan of Luke Cage, and it's also been kind of almost a depressing read because Luke is not looking too great. You know, he's kind of in a bad situation, and hopefully he can find his way out of the metaphorical dark cave that he's currently in. It's also kind of literal. You got to read it. You'll know what I mean. Then one of the most anticipated books of the week, of the year, of all time. Well, maybe not of all time, but actually all time, totally. We've got Marvel 2-in-1, issue number 1 from Chip Zdarsky and Jim Chung. We've got a bunch of different covers here. We've got the John Tyler Christopher cover that shows the trading card information of the Thing. We've got the regular cover from Jim Chung, and we've got this very cool lenticular edition. Of course, This book is reuniting the Human Torch and the Thing for the first time in years, and this book is gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous. So let's just go ahead, and I'm going to flip through real quick and just show off a couple of these opening pages because this book is really great. I grew up as a Fantastic Four fan. Like, the Fantastic Four has always been one of my favorite teams and concepts, and I'm really happy to see that Marvel is beginning to re-explore just what's going on with the Fantastic Four, and we get some really cool stuff with the Thing as he is the emotional core of this book, which does make sense because Marvel 2-in-1 was always a great place to find the Thing, and it's very exciting, and it is a really good read, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the future. And also, Doom is in it, and you know, when you got Doom, you got the Human Torch, you got the Thing, the Fantastic Four might not be far behind. So check it out if you want to see what's going on with that. Then we have the brand new issue of Monsters Unleashed, issue number 9, Learning Curve, part 1. And we have the first installment of Teenage Wasteland in Miss Marvel, issue number 25. It is the Marvel Legacy issue. We've got a cool lenticular cover right here. One moment it's Captain America, and then next it is the marvelous Miss Marvel. And it's been a great read. Of course, Kamala Khan has been one of the most popular characters at Marvel the last few years, really growing and developing a strong fan base. Check out the book to see what all the buzz is about. And another character who has gotten crazy popular over the last couple of years is Spider-Gwen. So Gwenom in Spider-Gwen, issue number 27, is something that you'll definitely want to check out. We'll show off this cool cover as well. This is a Phoenix variant cover that I love from Yasmin Putri. And this book has been a really good ride. Jason Latour has been doing a great job, and we've got a couple different artists on this issue. I'm a big fan of Veronica Fish, who does some of the art here, and it really is a cool read if you want to see Gwen Stacy's life just completely destroyed, because who doesn't like watching somebody's life get destroyed? I mean, I like watching people's lives get destroyed. Maybe I'm weird, you know, but the book is great, so, you know. Check it out. Then we have the new issue of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man in issue number 298. And you see, who's that? That's Black Panther. So Black Panther, T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, does seem like he's going to be stopping by, and it looks like he's going to be stomping out Spider-Man. Things aren't looking too good for Peter after the events of last issue, and really, Most Wanted has been putting him through some crazy stuff, and he is not particularly happy. Then we have the new issue of Dr. Aphram from Kieran Gillen, and it's been a really cool read. We've got a couple different covers here. I love this Phil Noto 40th anniversary cover. This is the last one. This is it. This is if you've been buying the 40th anniversary covers, this is the last one that you'll need to buy. Issue number, or cover number 48 out of 48. Really great stuff here. And then we also have Poe Dameron, issue number 22 from Charles Soule and Angel Unzueta. If you have not been reading this book, you are making a mistake. This book is awesome. It is so much fun. I've totally marathoned through like the entire series because I wasn't caught up, and then I've read through the entire series in the course of like 3 days because I'm on such a Star Wars kick right now. So if you guys are a fan of The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi and you want to see more stories with Poe Dameron, check out the book because it is awesome, and Black Squadron is super cool, and I love everything about this book, and this issue is really great, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes from here. And then we have the new issue of Tales of Suspense, issue number 100, featuring Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier as they are hunting down the mystery surrounding the Black Widow right now. Of course, Hawkeye and good old Bucky Barnes have both had their romantic pasts with Natasha, and now we get to see that brought to the forefront of their current struggle as they are on a globe-trotting adventure. And it should be a lot of fun, a really cool read. And it's by Matt Rosenberg with art by Travel Foreman. So you know it's going to be really cool, and I'm super excited for it because it's going to be great. I'm really excited. We also have the new issue of Mighty Thor. We've got the very cool Phoenix cover, which once again we sold out online. These Phoenix covers are gone in like a hot second, so you guys got to pick them up while you still can. And we have the regular cover as well. Of course, Jason Aaron and Russell Donovan have been doing a really good job with Jane Foster these last few years, really turning her into one of Marvel's most captivating characters, and I can't wait to see what happens. And maybe I can wait. It's called The Death of the Mighty Thor. I'm kind of still really anxious inside about this because I don't feel good when the story is called Death. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. Cool. Then we have the third part of Venom Inc. in Venom issue number 159. It has been a great story so far, and you'll see here that we've got the new symbiotic foe, Maniac, and he has his, I think this is really cool, he calls them made men, and they're like all the different guys, and he throws like a little symbiote mask on them so he can control them, and it's awesome, and it's really cool. But if you look at this, you'll see that it's actually some of Spider-Man's more colorful foes have been wrapped up in the storyline, including the Black Cat. So you know that Maniac is playing for keeps. There's going to be some really cool stuff going on here. Check it out. If you haven't been reading Venom Inc., you're missing out on one of the more fun storylines of Spider-Man of the entire year. Then we have the new issue of Old Man Logan. We've got another one of those cool Phoenix covers, but I'm actually a big fan of this regular cover from Mike Deodato Jr. And we've got the Scarlet Samurai is the name of the story, and the name of Wolverine's newest foe, or should I say, Logan, because, he's the former Wolverine. Now he's old and cranky, and, he just wants to go to bed. I mean, I can't blame the guy. It's winter, you kind of want to relax. You don't want to be fighting a giant army of ninjas. That's a rough day. But I'm very curious to see how it unfolds for the former Wolverine. Then we have Generation X, issue number 85. We'll show you this cool cover, which brings me back to, of course, the first issue of Generation X. I love that comic. And I love what Christina Strain has done with the book here. Really cool storyline. You guys can jump in. It's part 1, Survival of the Fittest. And you can see that there's going to be some crazy stuff going on here. We also have the new issue of X-Men Gold, the Negative Zone War, issue number 18 of the series from Mark Guggenheim and Ken Lashley. And last issue did not end well for Nightcrawler, and I'm really curious to see what goes on here because things were really not good, and I can't tell you too much, but I can tell you that it is a very exciting storyline, and we've got the majority of the X-Men racing off to try to save both Nightcrawler and Shadowcat, and I'm very curious to see where this goes. It has been building up since the beginning of the series. And then to close us off, we've got X-Men Grand Design by Ed Piskor. A really cool book. If you guys haven't ever checked out Hip Hop Family Tree, that's been one of the most fun, offbeat books that has been in all of the comic book industry these last couple of years. And now Ed Piskor takes that same charm and is bringing it to the X-Men. It's actually printed on newsprint, and you can see when we open it up how different it already looks and feels. A classic version of the Marvel Universe as we get to explore the entire history of the X-Men. Some really great stuff here. If you've never checked out Hip Hop Family Tree, I've said it like 3 times already, but really check it out. And check out X-Men Grand Design. It's also super big book because of the newsprint, and it's got a $5.99 price tag, but you are getting your money's worth. And I'm really happy to see Marvel doing something so unconventional with their X-Men books. So it's pretty cool. And it is a great week in the world of comics. There's a lot of stuff. Of course, we've got the holidays coming up, So you guys want to stock up on your comics. You want to swing by and pick up a ton of books because it's a huge week. And I'm super excited, and hopefully you guys are super excited. Want to throw a thank you to Miles Gunter for stopping by and talking about Dark Fang. You guys should really check it out. It is a really great read, and it is a wonderful week in comics. So please come by. We hope to see you soon, and happy holidays, everybody.